One? Ew. Ew.
You did that.
I know, but that was gross.
Yeah, it was gross.
It was very disgusting. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. It's a Monday, and we're here to do Monday things.
What were you talking about?
It's not Monday.
It's not a Monday.
No, it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Well, who's lying?
Again.
Who's trying to kid who here?
We've
We
done
know
this a
what
few
day it
times
is.
now.
Twice. This is the second
3.
time. No.
Yeah.
What was the other time? I know for your surgery, did one day.
Yeah.
What was the other time?
And then it was like way early. It might have been like the second episode we did.
Oh, because you were somewhere.
Yeah, it was
and got
something
home
weird.
really late.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, we've done it 3 times now.
3 times the charm,
That's
baby.
pretty good for how many we've done.
What's a hat trick? Look, in hockey, that's a good thing. You want that. I'm
What?
sure this is just like that. Do you know what a hat trick is in hockey?
No, I don't.
Carter.
I love hockey, but I don't really know things.
I failed once again.
I just like watching men bash into each other.
Well, okay, so hockey. Ooh, don't let me forget to talk about Caitlyn Clark after this.
Okay.
Because it's a woman's issue I want to bring up.
All right.
Anyway, hockey.
I'm a woman.
I know. So hockey, what was my point?
Horse hockey.
Oh, so a hat trick in hockey.
Yes.
Oh, do I know what this is? Even
Oh, no.
It's not just 3 points.
It'd be
Wait, what
really
is it?
funny if you didn't know what it was.
Trick.
Trying to
in
educate your
hockey.
daughter.
Hold on. I got to make sure I don't say this wrong. The Ultimate Guide to Understanding Hat Tricks in Hockey.
Hat tricks and hockey.
History. Early days. Don't care. Just
Chad's saying 3 goals by the same person.
That's what it is. So one guy makes 3 goals during the game. I was thinking
Is it
that
in a row or is it just during
any
the game?
order, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
He gets three goals, he gets a hat trick. So in hockey, 3 times good.
Yes. In Mario games, 3
Mario
times.
3 times hit the boss on the
Yeah.
head or shoot him in the glowy bits.
The glowy bits.
That's usually a Zelda game. Same principle. World of Warcraft's often three phases in like a dungeon fight.
There's usually like a 3-5 rule in video games where it's either 3 or 5.
Yeah, why 5 though? It's always been a weird one to me. 3 makes sense for some reason, but I don't understand the 5.
I feel like 5 makes sense if it's not 3. You know what I mean? Like if you hit something 4 times, it would be like, oh, that was it.
Yeah.
But if you hit something 3 times and you're like, oh, it didn't die, it must be 2 more.
Yeah.
It makes sense for some reason.
Well, yeah, you're right though. You see that a lot. Mm-hmm. And usually, sometimes it's 5 sets of 3 phases.
Yeah. Or 3 sets of 5 phases.
Yeah, so they'll include both. It's a weird thing.
Yeah. It's our brains like 3 and 5, I think.
It's weird.
Humans are just like that.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do you know that song?
Yes.
10, 11, 12 at the Ladybug Picnic. All right, Carter. I wanted to talk to you about Caitlyn Clark for a moment.
Who is Caitlyn Clark?
She is the Indiana player for the WNBA who came in as a rookie and has completely flipped that league on its head in terms of popularity.
Oh, interesting.
So the WNBA for years and years and years, people just don't even think about it. It's like the NBA is all that matters. Yeah, you get a little women's league, whatever. It's kind of not been treated as the same. They don't get the same money, all that stuff.
Yes, that's very true.
It's indicative of perhaps
some sexism
in the rest of the working world, right?
Yeah.
But I've always been glad it existed because I thought that's cool, and there's plenty of great athletic women who play basketball.
A lot of women's sports is more interesting than men's sports because I don't know what it is, but women are scary.
Well, right now, it's absolutely true.
They're more
because
intense.
of Caitlyn Clark. So if you haven't seen her or know anything about her, I don't know stats and stuff, but I know that she's kicking butt.
She's destroying the league
and filling stadiums.
That's good.
So there's some footage out there floating around where it's the stadiums before last year before she came in.
Yeah,
and then now with her when she's in a game, no open seats, totally sold out, big deals.
Yeah,
it's because she's really good. She's like the Jordan of. Or at least it sure feels like it. I don't think they've had anybody quite this exciting for a long time. And because I haven't been paying attention, perhaps I missed one that was maybe there was a wonderful woman some 5-6 years ago who just cleaned up all the time.
Yeah,
but you
just
don't hear
weren't aware
about
of
it. Exactly. So having it go to the broader consciousness has been awesome. And she's also sassy as hell. And she's always getting like pushed and fouled in crazy ways. And she gets mad.
Yeah.
And then also when she's in her press conferences, she's just has this aloofness that I think infuriates her opponents and endears her to her fans.
Yeah.
And
she got the right attitude.
She's great.
That's great.
You should watch. Now you're going to be an WNBA watcher.
I've never been super into basketball, at least watching it. I like playing it.
Yeah, because you're tall.
I don't like watching a lot of sports. I like watching boxing. That's always fun.
Yeah.
And I like watching not WNBA. What is it called? Sorry.
NHL, hockey.
I love hockey.
Hockey's
and
great.
What's the one that's it's fighting, not boxing, but
MMA.
MMA.
Yeah.
Love MMA.
MMA is fun to watch.
Yeah.
Although people are just wrecking each other in there.
I watched one fight. I can't remember who it was between, but I watched a little tiny dude jump up and kick a guy in the head and finish the fight in 2 seconds.
You don't know his name?
I can't remember his name. He's a very famous one, but I'm awful with names.
I don't know these people at all.
But yeah,
so.
most of the sports I like watching involve teeth breaking.
You know that is it Brock no, not Brock Lesnar. Who's the Irish one?
It might be the little Irish one that did it.
Well, he's not that little.
He's in a
Conor McGregor.
Smaller weight class, I'm pretty sure.
His deal is he was supposed to make a big comeback, and he's changed his mind. He's going to run for president in Ireland.
Yeah.
Would you vote for him in Ireland?
If I was Irish?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do you know where he stands on the Irish
I have
issues?
no idea.
We'll have no potatoes.
That'll get you murdered.
What else will
real
they
quick.
do? We're all going to drink till midnight. Well, that'll keep you in.
We'll portion the town drunk into the ocean every day till he doesn't swim back.
Every morning every third Sunday we'll celebrate Colin Farrell Day.
Anyway.
Take that, Irish people who are offended. Anyway.
I don't know if anything we said was offensive, but I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not Irish. I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know. People get offended about everything.
If you're Irish, text us.
Let's talk about this offensive thing, because I don't actually think this is offensive, but people think that's what I'm saying when I tell them about it. And you were there. So let's talk about it. The deeper meaning of that emoji thumbs up thing we talked about with Nick.
Yeah.
So Nick was over the other night, and Nick tells me that the thumbs up emoji in any form is seen as sarcastic.
Yes and no, not any form necessarily.
What's the other form where it isn't?
Like, there's context of like your older boss sends you a thumbs up, and you're like, they're not being sarcastic, obviously, like because they're an older guy.
Well, you guys are ageist.
A boss.
Just a bunch of ageism here.
It's context.
Age is context.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. But what if they're not like that?
Age
what if
is
they're
context. Maybe they are being sarcastic.
What if they're up on they're up with the kids? They know
they
what's
wouldn't be
down.
sending it in a serious way.
Okay, so he says that there's this GIF of Jennifer Lawrence where she just I don't know what it was. She was in an interview or something, and at some point she puts her thumbs up and goes, "Yeah, okay," like that or whatever.
Yeah.
And Nick says that's how that.
Well, when's
feels.
the last time you thumbed up someone and it wasn't sarcasm sounds meaner than like it's not a mean thing. It's not like, oh right. It's more of like a all right, buddy, like whatever.
I do it all the time. Like
when?
So
in what context?
Dave Michael sent me a note that said, "Hey, I did all the transfers," and I said, "Thumbs up."
Yeah, but you're Gen X.
So what?
Generations are different with how they communicate.
I understand there are differences.
Like, when's the last time in person you thumbs up someone seriously?
Oh, that's a good question.
You're like...
A long time.
Even when I do it, it's always like... Like, it's kind of satirical.
Okay, but... Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hadn't thought of it from that perspective.
Yeah.
In real life, nobody's thumbing each other up.
Unless it's like more of a silly gesture of like, hey, yeah.
Yeah, you see people
Or like, I'll do it when I'm eating and someone will be like, hey, can you do that? And I'll be like, you know?
like the guy in the doorway.
Yeah. Like that's kind of the context.
The John Woo film or whatever that was from.
We were talking about it, and the best comparison I can compare it to is in older movies, things from like probably up to the 60s. People would say, thanks a lot in a earnest way. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like you'd be like, oh, thanks a lot. And now thanks a lot is like super rude.
It's like, oh, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. You know? So I feel like that's a good example.
Well, now we say thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks so much.
But that could change too. That could
could totally change.
That could turn on us.
My point is that stuff changes.
Yeah.
Communicate. Dude, language is the most changing thing ever. We're constantly changing language.
And meaning.
If you ever see like Old English, which was not that long ago when we were speaking Old English, it's insane. Mm-hmm. It's not the same language at all.
Even things like that can happen in the short term. Like when they started in World War II, when the newsreel coverage would refer to the Japanese army as the Japs.
Yeah.
We hear that now. We just go, oh, freaking jeez. Like, how do you do that? Back then, it was two things. One, shortening it made it easy to say, easy to include, have a conversation about, and it also diminished the humanity that is the Japanese people
it
because
kind of
we're at war with
them.
Exactly. What's the word? There's a word for this.
Dehumanized?
No, that's a good one, but it's reductive. It was reductive.
Oh, yeah, reductive is a good word.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Like every once in a while, I think John's going to just drop the J word in the conversation.
He would.
Oh, he totally would.
He totally
He's
would.
from that era, dude. He don't trust no Japanese. I ain't driving no Subaru. He'd say, actually, he drives a Nissan. He's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's okay. When it comes to money and saving it,
Yeah.
Anyway, so this emoji thing, I'm going to try to understand it and not be just buck up, young generation, and get used to it. I don't care. Well, here's the thing. When I posted it online, everybody said, they're too offended by everything. And I said,
it's not
No,
offensive.
I didn't say he was offended. You kind of did. And I went, where? I just said he says when he sees that's what he hears.
And again, we don't.
Offense.
When I see it, I don't go, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe they would send that." It's not like that at all.
I think my generation and the one just ahead of it and just below it. So I actually think most millennials, most Gen Xers, and anybody older than me.
Yeah.
I think that we have collectively we are a little too quick. I think all older generations do this, for the record, but I think we are very quick to discount that. So when Nick says that, we apply meaning to it like, oh, you little snowflake. Is that offensive
like
to
we're
you?
Upset by it.
But he's not.
No, it's just an
He's
explanation
that's just what that means.
Different.
So if someone sent me a thumbs up, I would not be 100% sure what their intent was.
Yeah. Well, like here's a good example of the thumbs up being used sarcastically.
Why we do that.
Is not mean necessarily, but let's say your buddy was getting together with his ex again, right?
Yeah.
And you obviously are like, dude, like, come on.
Yeah.
But if he was just like, I'm just gonna do it, and you send a thumbs up, like, all right, buddy, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
What about when
it's not like
Sean
a
the
mean
sheep,
like, oh sure, bud.
What about Sean the sheep doing it?
Sean the sheep.
He goes. You know what I mean?
Yes,
that?
I do.
Yeah. And that seems genuine.
Yeah.
Sean the sheep.
You would send that meme instead. That's the thing too. Is like sending a meme is a very different thing than sending the thumbs up emoji.
You guys communicate in memes more than
sending like a GIF is very different. And different GIFs have different meanings. Like the guy who's eating in thumbs up, very different from the Sean the sheep thumbs up.
You know what GIFs are good at? They can be mean and rude and all that too, but they can be very self-deprecating, and I like that. That's how I like to use them.
Yeah.
So if somebody makes a joke and I get it, I'll send that Captain America, I understood that reference GIF.
Yeah.
Or somebody says, I can't decide if I want pizza or burgers today, and I'll send the why not both one with a little girl that's like, why not both? Like, I like that stuff.
Mr. Burns' excellent
one
a lot.
His is good. I mean, there's plenty of them. There's tons of them.
Yeah.
The point is,
language is weird.
Human
Nick
communication
was never offended. Is weird. No one's offended.
And also, that's a weird thing to be offended, or that's a weird thing to assume that he's being offended.
Yeah.
That's almost worse than Nick assuming that a thumbs up is being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Them assuming this generation's offended by everything. That's a way worse and more broad sweeping assumption that you have no basis for than him going, I'm not sure if that thumbs up means what I hope it means. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad about it now.
You're all worked up over such a silly thing.
I'm sort of mad about it. Carter, tell me about your razors and why you shouldn't be allowed to have them.
Here, I can show the camera, kind of. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah, we can see it.
It's gross.
Carter cut herself.
I have a razor for like shaving my legs and stuff that is like a single razor that you screw onto this thing. It's like, you know the bread razors that you like cut bread with?
No. I know a knife.
I'm trying to like
serrated?
Well, like think of like a little square razor.
Yeah, like for your face or for a shaver.
Yeah, so it's like that.
Not like I don't have one here.
I could have brought one down, I guess.
It's not like this.
No.
You don't mean like
But it's like a
X-Acto.
flat. It's flat and square and has holes in it usually, and it's like a little razor.
That's my butt.
Flat, square,
and
has a hole in it.
Yep. At least one.
The point is, this thing screws on and off, and my razor I thought was pretty dull. So I was taking it off.
Yeah.
And it was stuck, and so I went like this really hard and twisted, and it went shunk and just sliced right up into my finger.
Yeah. Then you came down here going, Dad, is this deep? Is this deep?
I was like, is this worth stitches? Because I was bleeding so much.
There was
I
a lot
had
of
like a
blood.
cloth, and held like, just holding the cloth, and it was just seeping red, like horrible.
Yeah.
And then yesterday I accidentally stabbed myself with my fingernail on it, and I have a blood blister now underneath it.
Ew.
Look how gross that is.
You should pop that.
No.
Why?
Because it's painful.
Let me do it.
And then, the worst part is I was cleaning up all the blood and all the mess and trying to get the razor
What was
settled.
the mess?
Blood.
Oh, well, you said all the blood and all the mess.
Well, like, I still had like the razor out and water everywhere and the like alcohol for cleaning,
Oh, that was
all
like
that stuff.
PIN number, which is personal identification number.
Number.
Anyway.
But yeah, while I was cleaning that up, I then immediately cut myself again on the back of my other finger, which was not as deep.
That's your bird finger.
That one's fine, but my bird finger was injured.
But you did it literally right after you did the other one.
Yeah. Like,
you shouldn't
like
be allowed
5
to have
minutes
razors.
later.
I don't think you should get to have them. And you were shaking so bad. You were
Well, it hurt. I could feel, when your nerves go kind of like numb but also painful at the same time.
Could you feel your heartbeat in it and stuff?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I don't like that feeling.
So now I have a big weird cut in my thumb.
Well, put stuff on it.
I have.
What do you call the stuff? Triple antibiotic.
Triple antibiotic and
Why isn't there quadruple antibiotic?
peroxide.
Why don't we stop at 3?
I don't know. That's a good point. You should talk to some pharmacists.
This is such a 90s stand-up comedian question.
It really is.
How come there's not? What's the deal?
What's the deal with only 3?
Why don't you go 4? I actually think he literally has a bit about extra strength versus regular strength Tylenol. I think it's literally a joke.
I think he has a joke too about like airplanes making up time in the air. And it's like, why don't you go the full speed the whole time?
That's actually a pretty good point. It's bald, but it's a 90s ass joke for sure.
It's such a 90s joke. Yeah.
But I miss the 90s, so
but I have a thumb still, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, you still have your thumb?
It still bends?
I've got a thumb. I've got a middle finger. Do you know who says that?
Nope.
I'm going to share it with you.
All right.
Thumb. Whoops. Thumb.
Thumb.
Okay, here we go. Here.
I got a thumb. I got a middle finger.
Yeah. It's got Mr. Scott Fletcher.
Mrs.
Cott Fletcher.
Yeah.
By the way, the reason I was trying, I didn't end up shaving my legs.
You're
'cause I was
working
bleeding
on your
everywhere.
cosplay, I thought. Oh, no, this was for something else.
I was going to a concert that evening, which is why I was trying to pull out my razor.
Who'd you see?
We saw, what are they called now? Oh,
Pickled herring.
Wait, no, don't do this.
Large men.
Don't do this to me. Oh
now
my gosh.
opening for ringing endorsement. I don't know.
Glass animals.
Glass animals. Do we know
That's what they're
them? Are they
called.
a famous thing? Or
Yeah,
okay.
they're pretty popular for one song in particular, but they're really good. They're kind of electronic-y, vibey, really good music. They're British.
Oh yeah, look at these guys.
British.
Heat Waves, is that their big song?
Heat Waves is the song that like everyone knows. It was the radio song for a while.
Let's just do a little taste. so we get in trouble.
Really fun concert though.
Oh, there's a lot of.
But they had this really cool setup where behind them was like all these screens that made it look like kind of an alien style spaceship.
Yeah.
With all these screens and buttons. The middle had like a thing that was like those things you touch and it's like electricity.
Yeah, I like those.
There's like a big one of those
What do
in
they
the
call
middle.
those? Something ball.
I don't know.
Hold on.
And then the screen behind him was playing all this
Orb. Tesla
orb.
Tesla orb?
Tesla ball. Tesla's balls.
That's not it.
I can't remember.
Tesla. Oh my gosh, chat. What is it called? Does someone know? Someone in there knows.
The point is, they had this really cool. They had a bunch of cool visuals and all this rad stuff going on behind them. It was a really fun
Plasma
concert.
ball. Tesla coil.
Tesla coils are the big.
Yeah, those.
Yeah, not the ball.
But plasma ball, I think, is their plasma globe. Okay.
Okay.
Chat knows. They're smart.
They're smarter than us, for sure.
Tezzeret Dynamite says he sliced a knife vertically down his thumb once.
Ooh. Oh. That made my like rib cage tingle.
My whole body made.
Like I had a reaction.
Yeah, I farted.
Anyway, at this concert, I'm going to continue my story because
Sorry, keep going.
At the concert, it was really cool, really great. They played their whole set, and then it was time for like they went off stage, and you know how everyone does the encore stuff, like encore. Yeah. Instead of everyone chanting encore, something happened that I've never heard this sound before. For a second, it sounded like a helicopter over us, but everyone. So we were in a seated area.
Yeah.
Everyone
Is it
started.
USANA?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not USANA anymore. It's like Credit Union Plaza. It's something stupid. It's dumb.
I hate that.
But everyone started slamming their hands back and forth on these plastic chairs that we're all sitting in, right? Like a drum roll.
Got it.
I've never experienced a sound like that because it went from the back where someone started it all the way, and we were like closest to the front, and it went all the way, and it sounded like a helicopter directly above us.
Did it freak you out?
It was like and loud. It freaked me out at first because I was like, "What is that?"
Oh yeah.
Like I had this little panic moment. It was so cool.
That's awesome.
I've never heard anything like it.
I'm gonna go check them out because I don't think I've heard their music. So
I knew before the concert only like 3 songs, but the tickets were good, and me and my friends wanted to go, and it was fun.
it sounded like you said the shit tickets were good.
The shit tickets. But they're fun. They're good.
Have your shit tickets out. So hold on a second. What are they again? Bouncing balls. What is it?
Bouncing baby brat.
Oh my gosh. What, did we already forget the name
Tesla
of the band?
ball. No, the name. I didn't realize you were trying to find
No,
the name
the
of the band. Glass Animals.
Glass Animals. Jeez.
Yep. Also, that lead singer. Goodness gracious, he was like covered in water and like kind of
Sweaty?
sweaty and being all sexy and ridiculous the whole time. It was really funny.
He play a saxophone?
He's like a little tiny little British man.
He played the saxophone?
He did not play the saxophone.
He's a little...
You know who was really hot though? I know you don't care about this, but
I'm not
their
really into
keyboardist
dudes, but go ahead. Yeah.
was fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I look him up?
Sure.
Was he a person of color?
He was not.
Well, you like people
Bunch
of
of
color.
white British boys.
Carter is, if she could, she would date Idris Elba. He's a little old, but hold on. Hold on. Glass Animals. Okay, I'm just gonna look up. I want to see what these dudes look like.
A lot of my celebrity crushes. I have a lot. I like people for people. Let's say that.
You like people for people.
Yeah.
Okay, which guy?
I can find people attractive if I want to find attractive.
No, I mean it's fine. Okay, tell me which of these guys that is.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know.
Oh, you really don't know?
Because I could only see him on stage, and I'm not entirely sure which one of them is.
Well, here, chat. You guys can see him. Carter's not sure which one. You think it's the skinny guy in the back with the coat?
It might be. It's one of the 2 guys
They're
in the
British
back.
as hell. I expect this to be a Guy Ritchie movie just looking at it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Glass Houses, or no, what is it? Glass Animals. Good
Glass
luck to you.
Animals. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, you guys are great. Let's see,
Yep.
is there another photo of them? Okay, well, they all look kind of dopey. Here's another one. Where are you?
They're all just British.
Hold on.
I don't know, man. There's something about him on stage that was like, woo.
Really?
Yeah.
Which guy is it?
I think it's the one in the front in the blue, like, shirt.
Okay.
Regular shirt, not the fancy shirt.
I believe you.
I think it's him. I'm going to be... Honestly, none of them look like that on stage.
Okay.
They all look super different, except the singer. The singer just looks the same.
And he had no shirt on?
No, he did.
I thought you said he was shirtless.
No.
You just said he was all wet.
He was all wet.
Oh.
He was in a football jersey.
That's weird.
It was really weird. It was really fun, though. It was a great time.
I got a question for you from a listener named Jen.
All right.
Jen with 2 N's says,
Jen?
Scott and Carter, did you guys ever go to Disney when they were all little kids? Did they like it? Mine are all terrified of everything about it, says Jen.
I went when I was 9. We went as a family.
I thought you were...
I was 9.
Hold on. Nick was 6.
So
7,
I was
8,
9.
Yeah, you were 9. You were so not into
I
it.
was not into roller coasters
Oh my gosh.
at all.
You guys, okay. I don't know if I've told the story before, but we are in line at Space Mountain. We're walking through. Space Mountain is a very intense preload kind of ride.
Yep.
Because the lights are very flashy. You feel like you're in a science fiction emergency. There's constantly voices going, attention, passengers.
Yeah,
of the
it's
thing.
intense.
We're all going to die. Get ready. It's like that.
Get ready to die.
And so it's really intense and all of that.
Yeah.
And as we're working our way through there, Carter's like, I don't know if I want to, Dad. I don't know if I want to. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. I'm like, come on, it'll be fine. And finally she says, I'm going to kill this fly. She says,
That's not what I said.
She says, people throw up on this ride. I just know it, or something to that effect.
Yeah.
And I said, they do not. And just as soon as I said the word not, we rounded the corner to see right below us a big old freaking barf patty right
Yep.
there on the ground.
Super nasty.
Somebody had just hurled.
Yep.
Probably some kid. And it was as I was finishing the sentence that nobody barfs on these things. So that gave her a panic attack, basically.
Yep.
And when we got up to
The 9-year-old equivalent.
yeah, and when we got to the thing where you're going to like scooch in and sit, she just
I
went
walked
right
through.
I
I walked
and stood
through the
over
little
there.
seating ride.
That's how I knew you you were never going to just cave to what somebody else wanted you to do.
No, yeah, no.
There was a feeling then where I went, oh,
I'm stubborn.
Carter is not just a pushover, even with her parents.
I'm not a people pleaser.
No.
I'm not.
No.
If I don't want to do something, I will not do it.
Yeah.
But I love roller coasters now.
Oh, no, she's totally into
I
them.
love them. I think they're fun, although there's some I won't ride because they scare me.
I would I would much rather go. Why did I say Ruch?
I don't know. Are you okay?
No. I would because rather.
Oh,
so it would be like,
much
I
rather.
would Ruch Mather.
Ruch Mather go.
I would Ruch Mather go.
Ruch Mather sounds like an actor in the 70s.
Old time, yeah.
Old Ruch Mather.
Ruch Mather had more appearances on the Love Boat than any other actor at the time. So anyway, if we could go today, I would much rather go with these guys today than I did then, because Nick was chicken. He watched you. He's only 6.
Yeah,
he watched you, and that freaked him out.
He was also too small to really ride much.
Yeah.
He was
and
a little
Taylor was
guy.
in the middle of her seizure time.
Yep.
Which went away.
She was 12.
She was 12, and she was going through it really bad. And so we were never sure when that was going to trigger anything.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of hard. That was a hard trip.
I'd like to go nowadays to Disney, although the amount of people makes me want to throw up.
I know you don't like crowds. And also, it's expensive now.
I went to
It was
Tokyo
then.
Disney
Whatever. It's always been.
when I was in Tokyo.
How'd that go?
It was fun.
You went on your own, right?
Well, I was with cousins.
Well, I thought you were most of the time. What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
There was some point of your Asian trip where you were just on your own.
They're just like random days where I'd go off on my
You'd
own.
walk around the old ladies and
Yeah.
say, "Can I get a picture of this giant American?" Right?
The old ladies love me.
They did love
The
you.
old ladies and the school children, they all love me in Korea and Japan.
What's that about?
I don't know.
It's because we're freaks to them. Tall white
Maybe.
people.
There was this one old lady in when we were right next to the Airbnb we were in Tokyo. That was I just walk around the neighborhood early because nothing is open very early in Japan, and we were in kind of a neighborhood, and so I just kind of walk around and just see what was going on.
Wait, by not early, what do you mean? Like here, something might open at 9?
They open at like 10 earliest.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, it's like a pretty late.
I wouldn't have guessed that. That's crazy.
I know, it's weird.
Yeah.
But there's this really sweet lady that would go and water her flowers, and I walked by her a few times, and she was so nice, and she was always just like, she would greet me. Obviously didn't speak English. I obviously don't speak Japanese, and so we just kind of like smile at each other and do little greetings and then keep walking. She was adorable. I loved her.
That is cute.
I would be friends with her if I lived in Japan.
Yeah.
She was probably like 60, 70.
Did you? That's interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a little old lady as a pal.
Yeah, she was really sweet.
You know?
She at one point offered, she was like, I don't even know how this happened because we couldn't obviously communicate, but she like made me smell her flowers and like look at them because she had like this little garden that was up these stairs. It was really pretty.
Oh, so you had to go. She didn't bring. It wasn't like she was walking around with the flowers. You looked at where she was staying.
No,
or where she lived. Or,
so in Tokyo, I don't know if this is all of Tokyo, but where we were, it was like houses very, very close together, right? And some of them were like buildings where multiple people live, a little townhousey kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so there's not really garden space. So around the side of this house and up these stairs that would go up to like the top floor of this place is just pots of flowers and stuff.
Tanner confirms, by the way, the hours in Japan.
Yeah, nothing's open early.
Wonder why that is. Because they are very efficient, very on time kind of people.
It's
What is
the
the
whole
culture?
island time thing.
Island time.
You not heard of island time?
No.
Island time is like people just open whenever they want and close whenever they want, and everyone's really relaxed.
It's an
no
old
one
Billy
really
Joel
cares.
song. Here we are in island time, dude.
A lot of people, a lot of like tourists complain about it because like old people are like, this place was never open. And it's like, okay, but that's how the locals are.
You'd think.
Iceland had this,
Yeah.
where Iceland, everything was open super early, 6 a.m., but would close by 3 at the latest. And so like early morning was great, but if you wanted to go anywhere for dinner, you had to go to either one of the really touristy places or a bar.
So, okay, the one thing I did notice about my day in Japan, I was in Tokyo for a whole day, was things did seem to open late, but things stayed really late, stayed open later.
It depends on where you were in Tokyo.
All I know is I watched a live feed.
Because there's some major like night life stuff going
Yeah.
on in like Akihabara and
Yeah.
what's it called? Shibuya.
Yeah.
Shibuya?
What's the other one? There's another. What's the one with all the video game stuff? That's
Akihabara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't go there this last time, but I went in 2019. That was fun.
Yeah.
bunch of vintage stuff. I'm like mad at myself I didn't buy a GameCube.
Why though? You have to travel
I
with
want
a
a
GameCube.
GameCube.
We have a GameCube.
We don't.
I do. It just doesn't work.
That's not helpful.
But you're not going to play it very much, right? You were going to be. I worry about this a little bit.
What?
One day, I'm going to go visit Carter wherever she lives, and she's going to go, "Oh, don't mind the stuff," and I'm going to walk in thinking she just means there's like a shirt on the couch or there's like a shoe somewhere in the way. Instead, it's going to be just like typewriters.
Do you want to know?
And old machinery and televisions with tubes in them.
With tubes.
You know,
Gotta watch the tube.
Old radios, an old organ in the corner. I just know this.
The only difference between me and you is that I like to collect old stuff and you like to collect new stuff.
That's not true. I don't like collecting new things. I like collecting things.
Could look around your office.
These aren't new.
Yes, but my point is, I like stuff that's really old and you like just stuff. Then how about that?
That's true. Well, you'll like me then because I'll be really old. So
Yeah.
someone's got to change my diaper. Front to back.
I will not.
Front to back.
Nope. Not happening.
Don't go front back
It's
to front.
not happening. I refuse
Come on.
to witness your junk as an adult.
You don't. It will be barely recognizable.
It doesn't help me.
It'll be like a dead animal on the road.
Oh my gosh.
It won't even look like a person. It'll just look like
You're not selling me at all.
That's funny.
My gosh.
Alien 3 got delayed because Mom was sick.
Yes, we did not
sick.
watch Alien 3.
We were supposed to do it
last night.
Yeah. So you know what? It's still okay. Give you a little bit more padding on the revelations of the early goings on of Alien 3 so that you're prepared.
We got to figure out when we're going to watch it, though.
Well, it sort of depends on how soon she feels better. I assume we could probably squeeze it in this week if she starts feeling better.
Yeah.
The problem is when Mom gets a cough, it stays forever.
It's so bad.
She's just one of those people. My sister, too.
I don't like when Mom gets sick.
Coughs forever. I've only had 2 coughs maybe my whole life that just wouldn't stop.
I've had a few.
Ugh. Yeah, you get them too.
Awful.
Yeah.
It's the worst because like when I was in high school, you'd be sitting there and all of a sudden you'd start and you could feel it starting and you'd hold your breath like, please no, I can't do this right now. And you have to run to the bathroom. And teachers would get mad at you.
Plus you cough so hard remember that one date night? Have we talked about that?
Have we talked about? It was my first date.
Carter's
Should we talk about my
date?
first date?
Have we not done that?
I don't think so.
Thought we did. Carter went on this date. Me and Mom.
It was a gala.
It was a gala thing. Me
That
and
my
Mom
art
were
was in.
What were we? We were chaperones.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Okay, so what happened was both of us had an art piece in a charity gala.
Both of us, meaning you and me.
Yes,
Yeah.
both me and you.
It was for a rape recovery center thing my sister was heavily involved in.
Yes.
And we still do. We donate art to this thing all the time. Yeah.
So we were doing that. I was 15 at the time. And I was like, oh, I want to invite my friend and it would be like a fun little date. So we did that.
Nice guy. Nice kid.
Super nice kid.
Yeah, really nice kid.
He was an idiot, but nice.
He's not an idiot.
He was an idiot for multiple reasons I won't get into.
Kind-hearted, though.
He was a very kind
Especially
boy.
in the moment.
But he was stupid. Both can be true. Both can be true.
Yeah, but maybe, well, that's true. Okay. Anyway,
Point is, we go to this thing. It's great. I had whooping cough the week before.
Really bad.
Really bad.
Yeah.
And it was just horrible. And from whooping cough, I knew I had thrown up a few times. So I knew if I coughed hard enough, I'd vomit.
Yeah, she'd gag herself.
But I had mostly recovered. I'd still had a bit of a cough. Mm-hmm. And so finally I'm like, okay, it's fine. This gala thing will be great. So we get there. Stuff's going all right. I'm a little coffee, but mostly I'm fine.
Not too bad.
Yeah, not horrible. Mm-hmm. And then we are leaving.
Yeah.
And all of us are starving because this fancy gala only had like little
fingery foods.
Yeah,
it
like
wasn't great.
Fancy finger foods that weren't very good. And the guys would like come and give it to you. And so you couldn't take a bunch because they were weird.
Not really my thing.
We were starving. So we decided to hit Sonic on the way home.
Yep.
And we get our food. I start eating I'm vegetarian. There's not a lot I can eat at Sonic. So I get a grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which are really gross and horrible anyway. I start eating it and I get a coughing fit. And at first I'm like, oh, I'm fine. It's like, I'll just get through this. And then I'm like, nope, I'm gagging. And I start to barf in the car.
Yeah.
Which Mom can't handle because she can't handle barf. And she's driving. So she's like, I have to pull over.
I was fine. I was like, all right, we got this. Let's pull
horrible.
over.
So we pull over. I get out onto this little like grass bit next to the highway.
The grassy knoll. Where the second shooter was. And she went out there and barfed
and
on the grass.
I vomited a whole bunch.
And this guy was really nice.
He was really sweet.
And he was like,
trying
I'm
to
going
be
to eat these
supportive.
chicken nuggets. And they realized, he went, wait a minute, I think she barfed on these.
Yeah. He was a kind gentleman that night because
was
my
very
gosh,
sweet.
it was such a mess.
Yeah, it was bad.
And that was my first date.
Yeah, that went good for you.
Not my worst date though.
Do I want to know your worst date?
I think I've told you about
Because
it.
it'll make me mad. Who? Who was it?
It was this kid from high school.
It was a high school kid?
It's a high school kid.
Oh, I know
You
this
know about
one.
this.
He's a pud.
He was a pud. So he asked me out. I was
Yeah.
kind of in his friend group. And
Yeah.
this is after I'd moved schools. So like I didn't know a lot of people. And he asked me out and I was like, okay, whatever. So
Oh, that was after we moved here?
yeah.
Okay.
It was a double date. It was him and his buddy who was also in this friend group. And then me and then the girl his buddy had brought. And the date we go to this place to eat. First, just the worst possible thing ever. He's like, oh, I'm going to order for you. And immediately orders a steak for me.
Did he not bother?
He did
didn't
not
even
know I
ask
was
or
vegetarian.
anything?
He didn't ask. He was just like, oh, she'll have a steak. And I was like, I'm vegetarian, so no. And I had to like get the waiter and be like, hey, so that's not right, which was horrible and awkward. Then we went to a movie and the entire time,
What'd you see?
you know, I do not do well with like touching.
Oh, yeah, you're not.
Like I'm not a very touchy person with people I don't know.
No. Yeah, you got to earn it.
You got to earn it.
Yeah.
Even like some family and stuff, I hug out of obligation sometimes. And
Yeah.
it's like, ugh.
Even when you were little, you were very picky about who you'd hug.
Like I just don't like touching other people.
Totally fine.
This kid,
What
the
movie was this,
entire
though?
movie, I don't even remember because I
You
was
don't
so
remember the movie?
distracted.
Oh, you got to remember the movie.
But he, the whole time, was leaning all the way over, basically on my seat, and then like had his hand. You know the guy thing where they like put their hand on the handrest.
yeah.
To be
that.
like, hold my hand.
Yeah.
So the whole time I'm leaning the opposite direction with my feet up on the seat, like blocking, like do not get near me.
See, if he'd only gone to Disneyland, he'd know this about you.
And he did not get the hint at all.
He seems like a dense piece of wood.
Oh, and then on the drive home,
Oh my gosh.
this might not be so bad to some people. I have vomited on dates. I have had explosive diarrhea on dates.
Really?
I've not explosive, but like stomach problems. I got hit by a car on a date, kind of. I got bumped.
What?
It was stupid.
When did that happen?
It was.
How am I only hearing about this today on this show?
I was in college. We were walking and a car like bumped me.
You're supposed
And
to
made
tell
us
us
both
those
fall
things.
over.
We're supposed to know about
I don't
that.
know.
You never told
So
us.
much is going on in my life.
I mean, that's happened to me before, but
It was just like a little one. It wasn't
okay.
like
was it
I
in
wasn't
the,
hurt.
Was it in the snow?
No.
Or am I thinking? I might be thinking of mine.
No.
All right.
Anyway, so we're driving home, and we go and we drop off the girl that the other friend had brought first
Yeah.
because she was closest.
Yeah.
Drop her off. He goes to the door with her. He comes back, and the kid who's my date is like, "This will be really funny. Like, let's do this thing." And he starts driving to be like, "Haha, like we're leaving without
Like
you,"
he
kind of
pulls
thing.
up and
Like he's gonna leave the friend
boy,
behind.
he's hilarious.
But it's like a
this
silly
guy.
little gag. Oh, it was so dumb. And then he starts driving. The kid's playing along, the other kid. He jumps on the back of his car, shatters this kid's back window of his car.
Wait, whose car?
Of my date's.
Your date's car.
My date's car.
Oh, dude.
So the whole way home after this, he is pissed and seething in the front seat, like driving, and just like not a word.
It was his stupid idea.
It was his stupid idea. Like bright red, not a word, just like angry.
No wonder you didn't tell me too much about this, because I would have gone over there and said, "Listen,
Well-
you little shit."
You were involved in this story.
How?
You'll see.
Oh
I
my
don't know
gosh.
if you remember this,
I
but
don't.
so we finally pull up to my house. This kid's like, "I'm going to walk you to the door." And I'm like, if this kid tries to kiss me, I'm going to lose my mind because I know.
You gonna smack him?
And so we walk up to the door. I'm texting you while he's mad in the car, like while we're
Oh,
driving.
I
Do you remember
remember
this?
this now.
And I'm like, "Dad, I need you to meet me at the front door.
Yep.
You can't let this kid try to kiss me or I'm going to do something
I
bad."
remember this. I didn't know it was the same kid.
And so we get there and like, you weren't out there. You were in the front room waiting.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna wait outside by the door.
You should have been.
Did he try to kiss?
He kind of leaned in and I literally opened the door a crack and was like, "Oh, hey, Dad."
And I was right there.
And
Okay, I remember that.
It was so bad.
I remember that.
I was just like 16 or something. I was not having it with this kid. And I was like,
This makes me mad.
It was
you know
the
what
worst.
you know what a bummer he probably is to hang out with now?
oh, for sure. I'm not saying names, but
Because those personalities don't change.
my friends met him at a mixer kind of thing.
yeah.
only a couple years ago, and they were like, he was so weird, and he was so like, he kept asking like every possible girl to dance kind of thing, but like no one wanted to dance with him.
What a twerp.
It was awful.
That is bad. Why did he ask you in general? Just he knew you from class or something?
Yeah, we were in the same friend group, and I think
Okay.
I have this problem. I'm sure a lot of women who like are into what is traditionally considered like male nerdy things can relate to this.
Okay.
But when you like video games and comic books and D&D and all that stuff in high school, and all these boys are around you because they also like that stuff, so you make friends with them, there's a problem where you get a lot of friends that you wish would just stay friends sometimes who start crushing on you.
Yeah.
And it gets really awkward. And it's like you almost aren't allowed to have guy friends at that point, and it's really stupid.
I don't like that at all.
I had that a lot in high school and college.
It makes you want to kick him in the nuts.
He sucked. And it doesn't even sound like that bad of a story, but it was
it's not.
literally
but it's
like
passive aggressive and
awful.
It's just, I don't like it. Okay, well that's not that is a bad date.
Yep.
Not a great date.
He was not great.
Yeah.
Not a great time.
But it's always a fun story, see. You'll always have the story.
Yeah.
Like the girl, the super hot freaking model looking girl that was 2 inches taller than me and I couldn't handle it.
Yep.
It just
'Cause you're just a little
me so,
weenie.
it intimidated me so bad. And my dad promised me that we would have one of the 300ZXs, the black turbo
Yeah, the
one,
fancy pants
to
car.
drive that night.
Yeah.
And instead I had to take a Yugo on this date. And in the intersection on a turn, just a regular turn, the steering wheel snapped off right in the middle of the intersection. So I had to deal with cops.
I want to know if she tells this story.
Oh, I guarantee she does.
She's out there somewhere being like, oh, let me tell you about this date I had in high school.
Yeah. I mean, she was very nice and we talked a lot after. We were friends. It wasn't a problem. It's just nothing went right.
It was a rough one.
Oh, and the movie we went to, we were A, late for, B, about halfway through it, the film went and got all jacked up because they weren't digital back then.
That was like horrible luck.
It was bad. I think it was
every possible thing went wrong.
That would have been.
That's almost amazing.
What did we see? I think we saw Soul Man, which is
Soul
also
Man?
just a piece of crap movie. Like none of this was good. It was a bad time.
Yeah. That sounds awful. That was a rough one.
Tyler in Boise has something to say. This is for the Monday show. I was listening to the show from July 29th. Yeah, I know. I'm a bit behind. You were looking at the pictures of young Carter, and it made me wonder if she still has her pink Louise bunny ears.
I do.
I remember several nerdtaculars in a row where she wore them and rarely took them off. Tyler in Boise. Do you still have them?
I do still have them. I still wear them in the winter.
Are they all full of lice now? And like, what's the deal?
Never had lice. No, they're too warm to wear almost any other time. But yeah, I still have them. They're upstairs.
You should keep them because they were kind of your thing for.
They're
they
iconic.
were
I love them.
your whole vibe for a long time.
They're great.
Louise rang a bell for Carter. They were kindred. She's a cartoon.
Yeah.
But they are kindred
We are kindred spirits.
Yeah. Which I think is pretty funny. They're a lot alike. If you want to know what Carter's personality is, it's basically Louise.
Yeah.
A little less world domination
Yeah.
than Louise.
Yeah.
But, that whole, whatever that is she has. And she's all, and at the end of the day, Louise is a sucker for her dad. Mm-hmm. And I think Carter's a little bit of a sucker for her dad.
A little braggy. All right.
And
Do you have a point to this story?
no, I don't.
All right.
I don't have a good story or a good point. Here's another one from Mike Garza. He says, here with my wife, Angela, in Houston.
Yeah.
We admire the relationship you both have with great chemistry. Keep it up. Love the aliens discussion.
Alien.
Well, thanks, Mike. I'm excited for us to see 3 so we can talk about it here.
Excited.
Yeah.
Dying.
Oh, I don't know how you guys are going to feel.
I'm pretty sure we already know what happens at the bebeginning, at least.
Have I given it away that
Mostly.
much?
No, we both were like, because you said something about people don't like 3 because something
How it
happens.
starts, yeah.
And me and Alicia both went, oh, I think that I know what that means, because we watch a lot of things and understand how media works.
Yeah.
And storytelling.
I'll tell you, Ripley had to eat the upper half of Bishop.
Ew,
Just
that
kidding.
is horrible.
I'm kidding. That didn't happen.
Do you ever find out what the milky substance is?
Yeah, it's like their version of blood.
Yeah, but
It's
what
like,
is it?
Oh, I don't know.
It's just like coolant.
Oh, I mean, what they used in the filming was, gosh dang it, I can't remember. It wasn't milk because it was too rancid. They used something like it's not horse semen, Icor. It's something like, does anyone remember this? They've talked about it and stuff before.
I don't know.
It wasn't KY. It was something else. It was like watered down Elmer's glue or something.
I'm fascinated by stuff like that. It's like the Night of the Living Dead, the original one. To make it look like they were eating human flesh, they had to eat chicken with hot or like a what's it called? Chocolate sauce all over it.
And it had to be skin, lots of skin.
Yeah, and all this stuff, and it would make it made like all the actors who were zombies like gag and throw up and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it was really bad.
Which really added to the mystique of the whole thing. Here's another one from B. Oh, no. I'm sorry. This is Amanda. I'm not even close.
Are you all right?
I don't know why I read B. Oh, it's a different email. Okay, that's why I read B. Anyway, says,
Continue.
Hi again. This is for the Monday show. I'm super behind. So sorry. But on the episode from July 15th, you guys were talking. I was another person who's back in July. Jeez.
July.
You guys are talking about the parents shielding their kids from sensitive stuff, like turning down the volume when the word ass is in a song in 1985, or throwing a towel over the TV. That's what my dad did. I didn't do that. My dad did that.
Yeah.
I would make fart noises.
You would make fart noises.
Yeah. So if there was like, if they were making out or anything, I'd go. And after a while, you guys would do it too.
Yeah.
And Nick
It's
would do
incredibly effective.
it. Yeah. It makes it funny.
Yeah.
So you can't take the thing seriously.
Yeah.
It worked for me.
It was really, yeah.
I wish my dad was around. I'd tell him that was the proper thing to do.
Not covering it with a blanket.
Yeah. Because that just made a mess and it usually knocked the TV over. And
Didn't really work because you can't be fast enough.
no, none of that was good. Anyway, it says, let's see. That reminded me of a really funny bit that is a very wholesome thing. In 2014, 2 years after I graduated high school. Oh my gosh, Amanda, you're young.
Wait, when?
2014, 2 years after she graduated
Oh,
high school. So she graduated when Taylor did.
Yeah, same age as Tay.
Yeah, same age as my oldest. My friend Mike posted a photo of his mom, Linda, everybody's favorite middle school health teacher. The photo is below and can be inadvertently turned. He inadvertently turned his mom into a meme. It's been posted as recent as March by Cardi B.
Oh.
So I'm going to show you this now.
Memes are weird.
Memes are weird. Let me find the photo.
Sometimes you forget that they're real life people in those things.
Oh,
Show me.
I know this.
Show Carter.
I'm showing Carter. Here.
Show the class.
Oh, wait. All right, first let me put it up on the thing, and then I'll... Here you go. You see that?
Whoa.
Yeah, so that's the health teacher putting the towel up, covering Cardi B.
I'm very confused, but okay.
I think this is the one Cardi B put
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Right?
Yes. It's the meme, though, is the teacher with the towel.
With the towel, right?
Yeah.
Which is a lot like my dad did. That's pretty great. Oh, is this still opening on yours?
Yes, it is.
Oh, man. How do I grab it? Where's my mouse? Am I anywhere near it? Tell me when I'm there.
Down. Left, right a little. No,
No, I want to grab it.
oh, up. Right there. Goodness gracious.
I'm not doing that
Your
way
screen
again.
stuff is jacked.
That is so stupid. Have a great day, Scott and Carter. Love all you do, Amanda. That is Amanda Atheronix in the chat or Discord. P.S. I'm actually texting you guys from the Salt Lake City airport. I'm on a layover to Spokane, Washington for a wedding. This is a beautiful airport. It is. The new one's amazing.
The new one's gorgeous. The
old
old one
one
was such a dump. It was like bad carpets and short ceilings.
But if you ever want to see it and know what it looked like, just watch Dumb and Dumber. That whole airport bit.
It's all Salt Lake.
All Salt Lake City.
The old one.
Yeah,
the new one's fantastic, but also they really need to build a tram because walking from one end to the other sucks.
Well, they're gonna because their phase 3 or whatever is coming soon, and they're gonna tram all that together.
I know, but for a while on the walls it said coming in 2024.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
No, they're late.
But also I actually hate it on the walls of, I don't know if it's still like this because I haven't been in the airport in a little while, but on the walls, on the really long way that's like underground, there's things that said, don't worry, it's just practice for cross-country skiing. And it pisses me off because I'm just like, no, stop it. Build your tram. This is stupid.
Yeah, no, all those things. Sorry, somebody's asking me the weirdest question, and I'm going to just reply and not answer it on the air.
All right.
Okay, there's that. What else do we have going on here? Oh, do you see what the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to cost?
No.
So let's say there was some awesome game coming. You're like, man, I can only get that on PlayStation. I think I want the new PlayStation Pro.
Oh, no.
$700.
No. Why?
I'm not paying that.
I think a lot of companies have fallen off current game trends real bad.
or they're trying to reset them. They're trying. You know what they're trying to do?
They're trying to pull it back.
Like all the other industries, everybody jacked up their price, and I think these guys are going, well,
we can do that.
We could do that. And if they force it like this, it may be painful in the short term, but in the long term, people just accept a $700-800.
Nope, not gonna happen.
I think it's a terrible idea.
It's not gonna happen.
$699 without a disk drive or stand, says McFerrick.
Oh
it's pretty bad.
That's really bad. I don't get it.
Why? Here, hold on. I'll tell you what else we know. Here's what we know. Let's go with C.
Like you can get a Steam Deck for less and be able to play all the games you already own, plus whatever comes out new. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, here it is. Sony announces $700 PS5 Pro with larger GPU, advanced ray tracing, and AI upscaling. Come out November 11th. Boy, that price is high.
No one cares. People barely care about the PS5 anymore because there's only so many games you can play on it.
They use something called PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, which is the same essentially as NVIDIA's DLSS or AMD's FSR.
Dils.
Whatever. That's too much.
It's fascinating to me.
That's too much.
I feel like almost like at a certain point, guys, people only have so big of a wallet and we got to choose what we're buying. And if you keep making your stuff more expensive, you're getting yourself out of that loop of purchasing.
Also, a mid-range upgrade like this.
Yeah, it's
split your player base.
Weird.
So you're going to have people who want these features so they aren't going to get them, or they're going to have to water down those features to make sure the last guy gets them. It's a little,
yeah.
Series S and X are a little bit like that, although most people don't quite understand how that actually works. But it's similar. It's like you have to go with your lowest common denominator because that's what most people have.
Yeah.
I think
it's the Animal Crossing proxy.
I don't like it.
Proxy is the wrong word.
Proxy?
What am I trying to say?
It's a P word.
It is a P word.
Proximal? No.
Nope. The
epoxy.
Epoxy is like a resin gluey.
Paradox.
It's the whole.
Oh my god!
It's the whole thing. In Animal Crossing always has to have enough time between games that technology and stuff has changed enough that it's interesting still.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know there was an Animal Crossing.
That's just
paradox.
I always think of Animal Crossing because it's like you need at least 10 years between things, because otherwise, like 2020's Animal Crossing, huge giant, because their big main other game had been like a while since it had come out, right?
Didn't you apply at Paradox? It just reminds me of that.
I
Paradox
did at one point.
What
I've applied all over the place.
Yeah, everyone kind of sucks. What's going
on? Hiring's weird right now.
Game hiring is busted right now.
And I am a baby in the industry, which is not helpful.
I hate it.
No, yeah.
It's just such bad timing.
I know.
Why couldn't you have been born 10 years earlier or later?
Right. It's a huge bummer.
If it was later, you'd be...
Now is the age of indies, but indies do not help everyone.
You should make an indie.
I'm working on stuff.
We have listeners who are
working on stuff.
And they all, I want them all to tell me. Entry-level position in gaming, 5 years of experience required.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on.
That sounds crazy, but it's all over the place.
I don't like it. How do people get breaks?
Literally all entry-level positions are just the company saying, we want to pay you less for all your experience.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's a little wonky. There's a few companies that are doing well, like still doing good by, people, but there's only so many jobs.
Yeah.
And a lot of layoffs.
This is Tom Hanks hurting his thumb. This reminds me of you cutting yourself. Ready? Did you ever see the movie Money Pit?
That was essentially what I was doing in the bathroom. I that moment before you, like right as you cut yourself where you almost don't believe it for a second.
Yeah.
You're like, I couldn't have done that. That would be dumb. And then you're like, ah.
Do you worry? Do you think you'd ever get like fainty with your own blood or anything?
No, I got no problem with blood.
If you cut a finger off, what would happen?
That would be upsetting.
It would be, wouldn't it?
I think I'd freak out a little.
You'd probably go into shock.
Maybe. I don't know. Every like emergency situation I've ever been in, whether it's my own thing or not, usually my brain kind of shuts off and I just go into what's the next thing to do. You know what I mean?
I do that too, generally speaking.
It's a weird feeling. Like even when I cut my finger, my first thought was like to peel it back a little and be like, do I need stitches? How much is it bleeding? Where's the cloth? Like I didn't panic. It hurt like hell, but I didn't like go, ah.
You were shaking. You always shake anyway.
I'm a shaky.
You're a shaker. She's a Quaker and a shaker.
A Quaker and a shaker.
Well, that is it for your feedback and also today's show. A quick note, though. We got a brand new patron named Beep Beedly D. I'm not kidding about that.
Beep Beedly B.
Beep Beedly D.
Beep Beedly D.
Yeah. Beep Beedly D.
It's a fantastic name.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I should tell, not today, but one day, I will tell the story of Dot Diddly Do.
I don't know what that is.
It reminds me of that. Anyway, continue.
Should I know what that is?
No.
Dot Diddly Do?
Dot Diddly Do.
I have no idea what that is.
Continue onward.
Anyway, if you want to be like Beep Beedly D, you sign up over at patreon.com/The Monday Show. We got awesome, doubled up on the stickers this month. Not because of awesome reasons, because I was late last month. But we're going to get them together in the same envelope. So you're going to get mine and Carter's all at once for the people at that level. Also, bonus streams. You also get pre-show content every week.
Yeah, as Halloween is approaching, our bonus streams may or may not include some scary games.
Or some scary art.
Some
That'd be
spooky times.
Also, you get no ads, none of that stuff. Oh, there's that fly again.
That fly is being...
Give me something.
Fight a fly.
See, right now, if I had that thing, it would have been perfect.
Unless you hit your camera or microphone. Ruin your whole setup.
Why is it your brother has no problem licking batteries and touching electrical things?
I don't know. He's just like that.
He's weird.
He's always been like that.
If you had to say, Scott, what's the biggest difference between you and your son, your only son? My answer is he can lick 9-volt batteries and I can't.
I can also lick 9-volt batteries. However, I choose not to.
What would it take for you to do one?
I've done one.
Do you want to do one now?
No,
on the air?
because I know what it feels like and it sucks.
I hate it. To me, it's like, you know when they say you'd cut your own arm off to save your life, like the 127 hours guy who's stuck in the rocks or whatever? I don't think I would live because...
I think I would exhaust a few more options.
My brain won't let me do that.
Yeah.
It says don't do that.
I'm sure, that guy's probably didn't until it was truly like survival or don't, you know?
Well, that happened here, you know.
Survive or not.
In this shirt.
In the Utah.
Yeah, it happened in the Utah.
In the Utah.
Down in the southern Utah.
A lot of people die down there.
No, this is a deadly place, man. A lot of high cliffs and dumb people. So be careful.
Those two things.
Patreon.com/The Monday Show is where you're going to want to go for all that stuff. Frogpants.com/Monday for everything else. Oh, and keep that feedback coming. 801-471-0462. We take your voicemails and your emails. I've meant to check. You know what? I didn't check for voicemails. Let me just double check.
Double check.
There's Mondays.
Double check your email.
Nope, no calls this week. Get some in here. Okay.
Call us.
Call us. Let us know you're out there, that you live. And also, if you haven't submitted any titles yet, do them now and also vote on them over at frogpants.showbot.tv. Big thanks to Preston for all his hard work on that, a.k.a. BioCow. That is going to do it for us. Carter, is there anything you'd like to say before we go?
Not really. I'm gonna try and potentially stream this week. It's been a little bit chaotic in our house.
That's true.
But,
you could do that tomorrow, though, if you wanted. Or, well, it'd have to be... Tomorrow's crazy. Maybe Thursday. I don't know. You figure it out.
Well, I'll figure it out with you. The problem is I have to wait till you are not streaming to stream since we're in the same room.
That's not always true. Depends on what you're doing. If you're just doing games, who cares if I'm in here? Unless I'm doing a show.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
I can't record the same times you record. But also, I'm still doing commissions if anyone wants to do those. I'm on Discord. And also, if you go to misscarter.art,
misscarter.art, yo.
you can look at my store, but also there's a little form in there that you can contact me with.
Yeah. And some real banger stuff coming out of Carter lately, I've noticed.
Woo.
For those commissions. So watch for it. And if you work at a video game company, please let us
hire
know.
me.
Hire Carter. She needs it.
I'm a really good worker.
She is a good worker. She's dedicated. She's committed. She's willing to learn. And she already knows a bunch of stuff. So put her to work. All right?
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everyone.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
That's you.
It is me.